new members of the board, thanks for coming. Our first meeting went terribly wrong, so we fired everyone and hired new people. We got Richard Hen here again for us to talk about our corporate responsibility for JetBlue.
As previously introduced, my name is Richard Hen, and it's an honor to meet each and single one of you. Let's get this meeting started. Alright, so before I move on to the CSR strategies, I'll just read out to you the JetBlue mission statement again in order for the new employees to really understand what this company is all about. JetBlue's mission is to inspire humanity. This means displaying caring actions both in the air as well as on the ground in the communities we serve. As a responsible corporate citizen, JetBlue works with a variety of non-profit partners to make a difference in the communities it serves. This commitment to inspire humanity is how the airline conducts business every day. JetBlue works hand in hand with local, national and global organizations connecting communities within areas of commitment: youth and education, community and the environment. This is part of our corporate social responsibility program that we have here at JetBlue, and I'll go through the first responsibility that we carry, which is the environment. The first responsibility that we have to take care of is recycling. One of the things that JetBlue does and will continue doing is its travel bag collection is completely made out of recycled materials. In addition, we reduce our carbon emissions on flights. And on top of that, we also have environmental programs such as farming in some of the most observed places like the JFK airport in order to promote agricultural lifestyle in urban areas. While we've implemented these environmental systems here in the United States, we're also obviously looking to expand to Japan, which is the major focus today. In order to implement these environmental aspects into the Japanese culture, we will go into further detail in what are sort of the cultural changes in between the two countries. The thing that I'm going to start off by saying is with the environmental changes and our agricultural sort of promotion in urban areas. Since we're planning on traveling to the largest airports in the country, they're going to be surrounded by very urban areas, skyscrapers and in general large cities, which obviously doesn't allow much space for agricultural work, and therefore we're going to implement the same system that we have at JFK airport in Japan on those airports, and then use the fresh nutrition we get from those farms on our in-flight meals. Moving on, does anyone else here have any suggestions about CSR strategies?
Mr. Hen, I have a suggestion. So we have this youth and education program that we implement here in America, which includes $500,000 in books donated, which is under the umbrella of the SOA project. We also support STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Math, which is an educational process that we try and implement in youth and education. And we are also the first airline to open a purely educational program for aviation for our pilots and so on. My suggestion is, because there may be a language barrier between Japanese and Americans, we should create or implement language courses for both our pilots, the control system in Japan, where they control the aviation, and the air hostesses and so on. So would you recommend this as a good idea to implement this language course for our employees?
Yeah, very good idea, Mr. Brad.
It's not Mr. Brad, it's Mr. Thad. Mr. Brad is
my bad, Mr. Thad, excuse me. I really agree with your idea, and it's a great system that we're definitely going to look into more in the future, and we'll most definitely try and implement it in Japan and the airports that we will travel to.
So we as JetBlue are a charitable organization, and what we love doing is giving back to the community. So we do have examples here in America talking about fundraising through sport events for the youth, or even using points that customers can receive from flights and to donate them to other charitable events. So, but based on Japan, there is a foundation called the Japan Foundation, which is Japan's #1 foundation to create awareness about Japan's culture around the whole world. So what we can do as JetBlue is to create awareness around the whole world by, during the flights, implementing leaflets and templates within the information area, where we have all the magazines that can actually read about the Japan Foundation, and just to have a better overall picture of what the culture is about.
I totally agree. Also with this point, we're definitely going to use the Japanese foundations in order to promote their culture overseas, here in America, and hopefully in the future also elsewhere in the world.
I have another suggestion, Mr. Hen, Megan, Thad. JetBlue is also really well known for its community and the community work it does back in America and in the States. What we want to implement when we go to Japan, because we're going to a new country, we want to implement that same kind of community feel, and we want to bring that to the new country we're going to. In the past, JetBlue has now had volunteers who have served more than 150 hours in 2015. And for example, JetBlue, or we have partnered also with Kaboom, which is to create a safe playground for children. So this is all community stuff that we want to implement as well in Japan, but we want to make it better and go that one step further. So we have that then, the same suggestion that when we come to Japan, we want to implement our workers in Japan, as well as our workers who will be flying over through America, would like to do the same community work in Japan that we've currently got established in the States.
Yeah, I totally agree with your point, and I definitely think we'll implement this system in the future, and JetBlue will most definitely benefit in the social corporate responsibility sector of the company. This sums it up for today's meeting. I'm very happy with the results that we got today. Some good CSR strategies were explained and will definitely be implemented in the future. Some of them obviously have already been sort of implemented. And yeah, once again, thank you very much for coming out, and that's it.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Hen. Thank new members of the board for coming to our first meeting and in our new offices. I hope we learned something together, and I think this is the next step to our company.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, and see you next time.